Every year, Americans spend over $200 billion on meat. Every year, health researchers quietly publish studies confirming that some of the most protein-dense foods on Earth are not in the butcher's case. They're growing in gardens, floating in ponds, rising from dry soil in places where meat was never an option. Today, we're counting down 4 plants with more protein than most animal sources. And number 4 on this list is something most people in the Western world have never even heard of, even though ancient healers considered it medicine. Stay until the end. That one will genuinely surprise you. Before we start, drop a comment and tell me what country you're watching from. I read every single one. Number 1, lentils. Open the book of 1 Kings, chapter 19. The prophet Elijah has just called down fire from heaven. He has won an extraordinary confrontation, and then a single death threat sends him running into the wilderness. He collapses under a tree, exhausted, dehydrated, spiritually shattered, and asks God to let him die. What happens next is not a sermon, it's a meal. An angel touches him and says, "Arise and eat." And beside his head is a cake baked on coals and a jar of water. That cake in the original Hebrew, the word uga, refers to a flat bread made from ground legumes and grain. Nutritional researchers who have analyzed that ancient preparation found it would have included lentils delivering branched-chain amino acids, complex carbohydrates, and iron. The precise nutrients required to reverse acute physical and psychological exhaustion. The angel didn't bring Elijah meat. The angel brought him what we now understand as an optimal recovery meal. 1 cooked cup of lentils delivers 18 grams of protein, more than 3 eggs, more than a serving of Greek yogurt, comparable to a medium chicken breast. They also contain unusually high levels of leucine, the amino acid that triggers muscle protein synthesis. Your body doesn't just receive the protein, it gets the signal to actually use it. Red lentils dissolve into a warming soup in 20 minutes without soaking. Brown and green lentils hold their shape after 30 minutes for salads and grain bowls. Never boil them hard. A gentle simmer preserves the protein structure. Add a squeeze of lemon. The vitamin C dramatically increases iron absorption. That's not a cooking tip, that's nutrient synergy. Number 2, amaranth. And this is where the history becomes extraordinary. The Aztec Empire built this grain into the center of both its food supply and its spiritual practice. It wasn't just eaten, it was sacred. Ceremonial figures were shaped from amaranth during religious festivals. When Hernán Cortés arrived and began dismantling Aztec power, one of his very first decrees was the prohibition of amaranth cultivation punishable by death. He understood something that modern nutritionists have since confirmed. Control the protein supply, and you control the people. 1 cooked cup of amaranth delivers 9 grams of complete protein, all 9 essential amino acids, including lysine, which is critically deficient in wheat and most other grains. Lysine is the amino acid responsible for muscle repair and calcium absorption. The lack of lysine in wheat-based diets is one reason bread-centered civilizations historically produced populations with lower muscle mass. Amaranth solves the exact problem that wheat cannot. Cook it at a 1 to 2.5 ratio with water. Bring to a boil, reduce to a low simmer, cover for 20 minutes without lifting the lid. Soaking overnight before cooking reduces phytic acid and further improves protein absorption. The result is a porridge-like grain with a nutty, earthy flavor. The Aztecs built one of the most formidable civilizations in human history on this grain. It survived the attempt to eradicate it. It's still here. If this is changing the way you think about protein, hit subscribe right now. There's a lot more of this coming every week. Number 3, spirulina. And this is the moment where the numbers stop making sense until you realize they're real. Spirulina is approximately 60 to 70% complete protein by dry weight. Beef is 26%. Chicken is 31%. Spirulina doesn't merely compete with animal proteins, it nearly triples them. The Aztecs harvested it from Lake Texcoco and pressed it into dried cakes sold in markets alongside corn and beans. Separately, the Kanembu people around Lake Chad in Africa have harvested and dried spirulina for centuries. 2 civilizations on 2 continents, separated by an ocean, with no recorded contact independently developing harvesting methods for the same organism. That convergence is not coincidence. NASA studied spirulina for long-duration space missions. When cargo weight determines survival, spirulina's nutritional output per gram is nearly impossible to match with any other food source. 2 tablespoons deliver approximately 8 grams of highly bioavailable protein, along with iron, B vitamins, and phycocyanin, the blue-green pigment that researchers are actively studying for its antioxidant and anti-inflammatory properties. Start with 1 teaspoon in cold water, citrus juice, or a smoothie, never heated above 60 degrees. That degrades the phycocyanin. The flavor is oceanic and assertive. Masking it in a fruit smoothie is a perfectly legitimate strategy. After 2 weeks, most people stop noticing the taste entirely. You can even cultivate spirulina at home in transparent tanks with sunlight. It doubles its biomass every 3 to 5 days, a renewable protein source that never sleeps. And number 4, the one most people have never heard of, the black soybean. Everyone who follows plant-based nutrition knows about soybeans, yellow soybeans, edamame, tofu, tempeh. What almost nobody in the Western world knows is that the black-seeded variety was the original cultivated form in ancient East Asia, and the 2 varieties are not nutritionally identical. In traditional Chinese medicine, black soybeans were categorized separately from yellow soybeans because practitioners observed different therapeutic effects. The ancient pharmacopoeia attributed to Emperor Shen Nong describes black soybeans as tonifying for the kidneys and beneficial for what they called vital essence, a concept that maps closely onto what modern science calls mitochondrial energy production. 1 cooked cup of black soybeans delivers 29 grams of protein, comparable to a 4-ounce chicken breast. The protein is complete, but the real distinction from yellow soybeans is in the seed coat. That black color is dense with cyanidin. 3. Glucoside, the same anthocyanin that makes blueberries nutritionally prestigious. Research has found that these anthocyanins demonstrate measurable antioxidant activity and are associated with markers of improved metabolic health. Here's the preparation detail that changes everything. Simmer gently for 90 minutes after a 1-2 hour soak. The seed coat's pigment disperses into the cooking liquid, turning it a deep purple red. That liquid is not waste, it contains meaningful concentrations of water-soluble anthocyanins. Save it. Use it as a broth base. Traditional Chinese preparations retain that liquid specifically as the medicinal component. Most people have never seen a black soybean at their grocery store. It's not a new food, it's an ancient food that industrial agriculture replaced with a higher yield yellow variety that's easier to process into oil and meal. What was lost in that substitution was the anthocyanin profile, the part that traditional cultures considered the most valuable part. 4 plants. Lentils that restored a profit. Amaranth that an empire tried to erase. Spirulina that NASA studied for space. And a black bean that ancient Chinese physicians considered medicine that most of the Western world has never even heard of. Every one of them delivers more protein than most people realize, and every one of them has been quietly doing it for thousands of years. If this changed the way you think about what's on your plate, subscribe and tell me in the comments which one of these 4 surprised you the most. Quick disclaimer. This video is for educational and entertainment purposes only. Nothing here is medical or nutritional advice. Always consult a qualified healthcare professional before making significant changes to your diet.